Oh my gosh, what in the hell is going on today? This is the morning shine. I just, at the very last second before I started this stream, I changed one of the settings. And so it looks a little bit different. So, of course, when you're going to stream horizontally, I thought that you could just change the setting and it would do it automatically. Shocker, surprise. Luckily, I just went like this, boop, and then changed it. So what I'm sick of is when I'm uploading videos onto YouTube and then they're showing up like this with the two parts on the other side, which are like, black and it shows the videos. I don't love that. So I said, you know what? I would like it to stream at least horizontally from my phone. Oh my gosh, I have something in my eye. We just finished 2 live streams. So we were live over on TikTok first at 7 a.m. and then we were live on Instagram and Facebook at 8 a.m. We were doing a dual stream. Usually we would be dual streaming as well from Facebook right now, but I ended that stream because we've got another stream coming up later on tonight on Facebook. I said, let's give them a little taste if anybody wants to pop on over from, wherever. They know where we're at on YouTube. This is, okay, so this changes everything because now my setup is wider. So, like, this is the end of the backdrop here. The back, I'm going to give you a little insider info. This is uneven, first of all. These are closet doors, right? So I didn't have to stick these things to my wall. Look, and they're falling down one by one. So slowly but surely, what I'm doing with the backdrop is I'm putting like little, dots on the ones that I am gluing to the door. So I'm like epoxy / gluing them on there so that they stay stuck there. And then I said to myself, should I just tear all of them down and just start over? But no, I'm doing them one by one. So as they fall, right, they stumble, they fall, I'm putting them back up, but like this time with some like really solid glue. Anyway, this is our morning show. We just talk about shoot the breeze, nothing too crazy. I'm used to looking up here for the camera, so sorry about that if I'm not looking. And now the camera's over here, so welcome everybody. My name is Jay or Justin. We are coming to you live from Southwest Florida. These are just drawers over here, which I keep random stuff in, tax stuff, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I bought an old record player. I know the record player I actually bought for less than $20. The only thing is it didn't come with the cord. So I had to find a cord somewhere. I think I got it off eBay or something. But anyways, I have a few records that I've been buying lately. Yesterday, I went to the store. I was getting my 4 brand new tires, which is very exciting for me. Holy moly. Got the 4 new tires on yesterday. But in the meantime, I had time to wander around the store, kind of see what was going on. Do I need anything? I found a lot of things that I don't need. One of them was it looked like a little tiny crock pot, but in the crock pot, you could you could heat your lunch or you could keep your lunch hot if you want to. I work from home. I don't particularly need that, but I was like, that thing is so cute. It reminded me of like those old school, remember the little ovens, what did they used to be? My Own Kitchen or whatever it was, those little things. So I did not buy it. I only bought one thing while I was there. I bought a card. So I bought a birthday card. Roger's birthday is tomorrow. We're going out to dinner. Nothing too crazy is going on. So we're not dual streaming. This one can just go to the side for now. I know I sound a little bit raspy. I do a lot of streaming and a lot of talking. And I also teach group fitness classes. So I do a lot of exerting, possibly overexerting of my voice, which I try not to. I try to take care of my voice as best as possible. Little honey, little tea, little cough drop, whatever the case may be. Oh, I just realized that rhymed. But I try to take care of my voice as much as possible, but I don't do a great job at it. Let's just switch this to, what do you want to do, purple? Oh, nice. So typically the camera would stop here. The camera would stop here, and so you only see this corner part. Now that we're streaming horizontally, I just want to see what it looks like. It looks like I'm going to have to do this whole closet door. I know. I didn't plan on doing that one, but we will. You know what? It's just going to take a little bit of time. So it's fine for now. That one, and if you look over here, there's 1, 2, 3. Really below where this big light is here, this is a big, giant, boom, like stadium light. Now I use that light when I'm doing stuff like making jewelry. We make a lot of handmade jewelry, stuff like that with the business. So if I'm making jewelry or recording content where I need the light to be overhead and I need it to be very bright so it will illuminate products or whatever it is, or if I'm filming something like, like a B-roll for something or whatever the case may be, I'll use that big light. But I really don't need them to go all the way down to the floor, although I've got a whole pack of these things, like a bunch of them, right? And I think I have one more huge pack of them. Anyway, we've got lots of them. I did something different today, or I tried to do something different here on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook. I scheduled out the live stream. So there's got to be a code to crack here so that you're not streaming over in the corner. You know what I mean? So that YouTube is finally like, wow, this guy is actually like participating in live streams, going live 5 days a week. We're live every day except for Mondays and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Hoping that we can get added to the programming schedule, that they will still start pushing us out. Some days they push us out, some days they don't. I don't know what it is. So I made the mistake 3 times today. So I made a live stream, had to cancel it, a scheduled one. So I never ran past the time, but they probably don't love that. They don't love it when you schedule something and then cancel it right away. But I'm still learning the ins and outs of where all the buttons are with YouTube and all the streams and all the stuff. What I was really looking into yesterday was how to monetize on YouTube. Now, the best way to learn about those things is to learn from other people who are already monetized on YouTube. So you can start looking up that kind of stuff. But I also don't want my whole stream to be filled with that information. I have that on other platforms where it's a lot of like teaching stuff, a lot of learning stuff. I teach a lot on other platforms about not only, the confidence to be on camera and get things set up, but also setting up things like your background, like microphones if you need them. And interestingly enough, I've been kind of a little bit like down on myself because there is so much competition over here in the podcast arena, in people streaming on YouTube, with lighting, and everything is just like absolutely divine. I mean, there's not one single mistake made in the whole production, right? And so I was watching somebody yesterday and she was saying, I've been really successful over here on YouTube. And she was talking about how she just gets on camera and talks. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's me. That's me. I just get on camera and shoot the breeze, like nothing too crazy. What does this button in the bottom do? Um, oh, it's a chat thing, so I can chat. All messages are visible. Okay, it's just the chat thing. I think you can share out the stream here too. What's this? Oh, that's just copying the link so you can share it to like Facebook or X or whatever it is. But she was talking about how she's been wildly successful, just gotten a lot of brand deals and stuff like that, making money off of videos by just streaming and talking about whatever it is that she talks about. So I think she does a lot of teaching as well, teaching about YouTube in particular. In terms of me teaching, I teach how to go live in general. So it can really translate onto any platform. It's about like building the confidence to be able to hit the either record button or to hit the live streaming button. The difference between recording content and doing it live is when you're live, there is no rewind button. So you've got to make sure that whatever words or ideas, concepts, opinions that are coming out of your mouth, the internet is forever and the internet is unforgiving. So whatever it is that you want to say, make sure that you're saying it 10 toes down and chest first. You want to make sure with the live feed, at least, you can't rewind that and edit that part out. If you're great at editing videos and adding this and adding that, I'm really not good at that stuff. I never have been. I'm a little bit better at it. Like I can make a video where I can add graphics. I can, cut the ends of the video down a little bit so it fits into 30 seconds or whatever I need to do for whatever platform. I can kind of navigate my way around that kind of stuff. I can add audio and, B-rolls. And so a B-roll is just like, filming, me walking down or like the flowers out in the garden or whatever. You can do voiceovers, stuff like that. That's not really the type of content that I do make. The type of content that I make is more like talking head style, just me sitting here, blah, 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 shooting the breeze. Now, when I am on other platforms, YouTube is brand new to me. We've been streaming on here for approximately 3 weeks. I had a stint for about 2 or 3 months where I was streaming a few years ago with the business, where I was just streaming a couple things, the business, me running a live stream. It was kind of a behind the scenes, but that kind of content doesn't really take off with people. People want to, when they're live, they want to be able to interact with you. They want to be able to type. They want to be able to talk to you one on one. So that is one of the perks or one of the joys of going live, is that you can interact with the people that want to watch you in real time. So they can share stories, you can share stories, you can talk about your day, they can talk about their day. That is the fun part about live streaming. Again, the downside would be no rewind button, no editing, which I guess that's actually a pro too, because you don't have to spend the extra time. It takes me anywhere between 10 minutes and an hour to edit a video, depending on what it is. Things like transitions and moving in and out. Some people they went to school for this. They went to school for graphic design and media production and, all of these things. I am a business major. I went to school for finance. So, like, things that I'm good at. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm good at running businesses. I'm good at, making content in this capacity. But I'm dipping my toes just a little bit in the water in the YouTube arena to see what it's about. I like to be well versed on all the platforms, even if one of the platforms is not considered home to me. So the business that I ran before, it ended up being a 6-figure business, and it was on Facebook. So strange, right? A lot of people hear that and they're like, on Facebook, really? But our demographic was on Facebook, and the demographic that we were catering to don't like to leave that platform. I'm telling you, they love everything about it. I don't get it, because I have now personally branched out. That is my least favorite of places to be. I would rather be looking at videos on YouTube. I would rather be looking at videos on TikTok, Instagram. Most people have diversified themselves. So they've got their content in many different places, because things start happening. Things are creeping up, like, the monetization is starting to be messed with. All of a sudden, this program is not available. People are used to making this amount of money. Now they're making this amount of money. So instead of putting all of their eggs in one basket, people are starting to put their eggs in a bunch of different baskets, which is part of the reason why I'm here as well. I'm trying to do the same thing, at least to see, like, what's it like over here? How is it? It's been very different. I've had really great live streams over here, and then I've had live streams over here where it's just been like troll after troll after troll. So it just depends on the day, really, I think. And I think, in the middle of summer is a hard time to stream live, because you've got a lot of people, especially like the younger generation. This is an 18 and up live stream. They let you pick the audience, kind of, but, like, it filters out for the most part. But you get some people that come into your room, it's like inevitable, and they say dumb stuff like boogers, booger, whatever, just dumb things. And the nice thing is, you can turn off the live chat replay on your live streams, which I just learned this today, so that people can't see the comments that are coming through in real time if they're watching the replay. Now, is this something that people want to see? I think so. So I did turn it on today. But if you have people coming in, trolls, hate comments, that kind of stuff, you can turn on filters so it will filter out certain words. I've always just left everything open to everybody. I don't block people anymore. So I used to just, when people would cause trouble or whatever, I would block them on certain. Now I leave it open. Your biggest fans will be your haters. Your haters will watch your content the most. And I'm telling you, when I go live, and if you go live, or if you are creating content or whatever the case may be, you will continue to get views. Let your shit simmer. Let it simmer and just set it and forget it. Gosh, do you remember that commercial from the 80s? It was for hair rollers, which essentially it looks like I have hair rollers in my hair today. If I need to do something with this, I could just put it back. Shazam. I didn't feel like effing with it today, but Yeah, I just let the chips fall where they may. So, but this time I did leave the live chat replay on. So when people rewatch your video, they can also see the comments that are coming through as they're coming through on your video. So they can see how you respond to those comments. Whereas before I had that off, I didn't even realize I had that setting off. But what it would do was just be me talking. So it would be like a show that people could go back and watch at whatever time they wanted to. The nice thing about YouTube, which I really like, is that it is a global experience. So you have people popping in from all over the United States, which is where we're streaming from. We're streaming from Florida, which is in the United States, Southwest Florida to be more exact, Fort Myers, Naples, Bonita Springs, Tampa, that whole coast. So not the Treasure Coast or the Fun Coast, where like Miami, South Beach, Fort Lauderdale, not that coast, way all the way on the other side of the state. And I always say way all the way on the other side. It's 80 miles. The road to get from coast to coast is only 80 miles, Alligator Alley. And yes, you can see alligators on that road. There is a ton of them out there. Tons of alligators on Alligator Alley. Oh, hold please. I switched the orientation. That's what I was doing. That's my thing that I was doing right before the live feed. So I said, oh, you can just click it so you can stream horizontally instead of streaming vertically. So if you're creating stuff like shorts, reels, that kind of stuff, the vertical is the way to go. That's how I record on my phone. I haven't recorded horizontally on my phone in forever, but I hate that on YouTube when they show the thumbnail and it's got the vertical lines and then the blacked out part. Oh my gosh. So anyway, I'm just trying this out. That's the way that I learned the best, is testing things out. Now, if I need to know where something is, I'll usually like get online and see if I can find a Reddit thread or something like that, or Google or whatever, and find out how to do blank. So today I said I scheduled out streams. I've always scheduled out my TikTok streams. I schedule out the streams on Facebook and Instagram. So I scheduled them simultaneously today and dual streamed, which was something different. Because when you make a scheduled stream, you cannot be late for your own party. You just can't. You cannot be late for your stream. On TikTok, they just cancel it now. You can't even be late. Like if you're 1 minute late, done. The event is already gone. And they don't like that. They do not like that because they've already put you in the programming schedule. And if you're not there, guess what? There may be people that have pre-registered for the event that are waiting for you, even if it's not a paid event, even if it's something that you're just streaming like we do, with the Morning Shine for free. I'm gonna go back and look at this particular stream because I my camera is usually here where I'm focused at, which I think is me looking off camera. So now it's here, but I find myself looking at the X more than anything. So anyway, I need to get used to this. But so backdrop check, where you need to do this stuff here. This is actually solid. But yeah, I'm missing one, two, three, about this last row here. And then if anything falls off, then I'll put it back up there. I've been gluing them up there with this epoxy stuff and it works fabulously. Like I can barely get like you try to get it off and it's stuck on there. So who knows how I'm going to get it off, when it's all said and done. But I don't really need these closet doors right now. It's for this room. So I used to take this room and another room. So we had two live feed studios. One was for TikTok and one was for Facebook and Instagram. So the live selling, so I was selling products. So I was running the business. I still have a business. We just started a brand new business back up, but it's a lot of the same stuff that we were selling before. A lot of metaphysical items, crystals, jewelry. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to give you the finger. Jewelry like this, like that's my wedding ring, not that one, but like, 925 sterling stuff that's like semi-precious stones, 925 sterling chains, pendants, stuff like that. A lot of stuff now that is smaller, when before I used to sell a lot of bigger stuff that would have to ship in larger boxes, and it was crazy. I'm telling you, sometimes shipping would be over $100 to ship a box from here to wherever, and we did not ship internationally. We only shipped in the United States. So it was very, very frustrating because who wants to shop somewhere and spend $100 in shipping? And what business owner wants to eat $100 in shipping every order? That's a lot of profit to cut into. So I'm trying to find a happy medium. So I'm like, okay, instead of shipping out these giant, huge orders, maybe I need to start selling smaller things, smaller, higher priced items. So that's kind of what we're in the middle of now. But I do have a little bit of inventory that is larger. So eventually I'm going to have to start shipping that stuff out anyway. But now we have a free shipping option. So free shipping for orders over 100, and then free shipping if you're subscribed over on Facebook. And then also we do only $5 shipping. So $5 is much more manageable and much more reasonable than 16, 20, $40 to ship. Sometimes I would split the cost of shipping with them if it was like over $100. My goodness. You know, who wants to see $100 shipping bill? Nobody, I can tell you that. And it deters people from wanting to buy again, even if they are loyal to you, even if they are loyal to your brand, to the things that you're selling. You know, it's hard to swallow $100 shipping fee when you're paying all this money already for the items that are already in the box. So anyway, we're trying out some new things with the business. We're trying out some new things in terms of diversifying on different platforms, which is why we're here on YouTube. Do you like this? Was from an old calendar. I know, and we made it into, so these are just the regular plastic drawers that you can get from like, you know, wherever, Walmart, Target, etc. online. Now I'm assuming most people just buy stuff and have it delivered to their house, right? Mm. But yesterday, while I was inside of Walmart for 4 hours, I was getting my 4 brand new tires. I'm so excited. Oh, yeah. About those, but I was getting my 4 new tires. I was kind of wandering around looking at stuff. And then I started looking at, I don't know why I do this. I have this, I'm not really creative in the way, like, I don't paint, I don't draw, I'm not good at photography, but like little fun stuff like I make a lot of handmade jewelry, you know, this is just a plain one that I made, but you know, I design jewelry, mostly the stretchy like bead bracelets. They're affordable, and you can also soak up the metaphysical properties from those crystals. So lots of crystal stuff. I don't do jewelry making like this. Completely different art form. Completely different art form. You know, jewelry making like rings and things of that nature. That's not me. I have a friend that does that, and it's very, very time consuming, and it's very just arduous work. And I give hats off to her. Yes. So I string bracelets. I do a little bit of stuff with necklaces, but not this type of pendant where it's like silver work or working with gold or like really semi-precious stuff. So anyways, I do a little bit of that, a little bit of this. But I have done some of that content here on YouTube before, but mostly it's been behind the scenes stuff. Now it's a little more personable because it's me talking to the camera. So the point of my whole story of all of this is, one thing I can do is talk, is I've been recording content, and we're brand new over here. So people, you know, people pop in, people pop out of the room sometimes. Sometimes, you know, it's 10, 30. Sometimes it's none, you know, which is fine. You know, I can record content and live streams, and then I can use this and cut it up into 4 or 5 different pieces of content and post them as shorts. I can cross post them on other platforms. So for me, speaking to a room without anybody in it is not an issue. For a lot of people, it's very daunting because there's not a lot of back and forth. It's really easy when it's like, hey, Rachel. Hey, Michael. Oh, how's the dogs? How's the whatever? You know, there's a very fluid conversation there. When it's just you and the camera and 45 minutes, you know, to fill the space, you either need to be one of 2 types of people. Dieter tried to eat this. So first type, you're going to list out all the topics you're going to talk about. You might have like a script that comes across the screen, something of that nature. A lot of more professional podcasts and streams. You're doing interviews, you've got questions, you've got all that. I just hit the play button and let the chips fall where they may. You know, whatever we're talking about, we're talking about. I don't particularly like to plan things out because I talk about a lot of crazy stuff. So that's what was really inspiring yesterday about hearing that person talk about how she became so successful from doing the type of content that I do, which is just hit the play button and do it, you know, hit the play button and see what happens. You know, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. We were talking about celebrity headlines earlier. We were talking about the Travis and, you know, Taylor wedding. We were talking about all of this different stuff, and you kind of bounce around from one subject to the other. The Emmys, the 2026 nominees for the Emmys have been released, and I did realize, I was like, oh my gosh, the Emmys, the nominees have been released, but the Emmys are not until September, like the 14th. And then I was thinking July, August, September, that's only 2 months away. So we are smack dab in the middle of summer. If you are planning on doing something, but hurry up because it's about to be fall again. Now, some of you are like, oh gosh, thank goodness. I can't stand this hot weather. That's me. We're coming to you live from Southwest Florida, and I cannot stand it to be 95 degrees every day. It is utterly just awful. So after the 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. streams every day, I walk the dogs immediately. And even at 10 a.m., it is so hot outside. It's in the 90s. So, I mean, it's just not feasible to walk the dogs in the middle of the day anymore. One, their paws are very sensitive. I think they're a little less sensitive than like if I were to walk out there barefoot. But I picture myself going out there to check the mail, and I'm like, this is too hot. And so at 12, 1 o'clock, you just can't unless you're taking them outside just to like do their business. Number one, if they're going out into the yard. But one of my dogs will go out in the yard, no big deal. One of them has to be on a walk. Like, he will not go to the bathroom just regular. The only time he will do that is during a hurricane. The only time he will do it is when there's like, okay, listen, we are in the middle of a hurricane. I need you to do your business. And usually they're like anxious and like riled up anyway. So I think it gets all the, gets the engine flow in there. So he's able to go in the yard pretty quickly. And especially when he sees all the riffraff outside, is like, you better hurry up because there's shit flying around everywhere. Sorry, I'm trying not to swear on the live streams anymore. I know I told myself I was going to be better about not swearing. So if you look back at content that I have made in the last 10 months, as I have been taking a break from the live streaming, I have made a lot of inflammatory content. I was doing a lot of political commentary for a long time. Some of it did get cross-posted here onto YouTube. Most of it was on TikTok. Did I leave all of that up? Yes, I'm not taking any of that stuff down. So I don't make that content anymore because The Morning Shine has always been more cohesive, bring people together, fun, positive vibes, bring in the good energy, getting ready for the weekend, that kind of vibe, and not like divisiveness, people going at each other's throats. I don't put up with any of that stuff on my live streams. So we don't, it's really easy to mute people. People come, people go. And then when they realize that this is not that type of environment where people are like bickering at each other and whatever, people tire themselves out. They get sick of it and they'll go find somewhere that is conducive to that type of behavior. I guess that was one of the things I was talking about earlier, was about the live chat replay. I have a lot of people that pop on and they say silly stuff and they say things that are, trying to be mean or like whatever. And what they're really trying to do is get a reaction out of you. What they're really trying to do is get you to respond to them in a way that makes them feel, I don't know, I don't quite get the psychology behind it, but like to come in and be like, oh, you're ugly, your hair sucks, whatever, like that stuff is like, in the words of Jinx Monsoon, water off a duck's back, right? Like, you just got to let it flow off of you, because if you let that stuff bother you about what people think and say about you, about your, especially, I mean, about your appearance, like that stuff is so low vibrational energy. And I told you I am very I'm spiritual in many different ways. So like a lot, you can see all the crystals, we sell crystals, metaphysical stuff. So so like this type of low vibrational activity, like it doesn't even, when you're trying to ascend, when you're trying to improve yourself, and it's kind of like one of the lowest forms of like bashing people on the internet, especially for their looks. It's like it's becoming very passe. It's becoming very like ugh, like cringe. Not for me, for them. For it reflects more poorly on the people who are making the comments. But the way you respond to the comments is the way. So a lot of people, and myself included, would clap back and do that. And sometimes, depending on the day, depending on, I am also human. So depending on the day, time, anything that's happened that day, sometimes I do snap back at people, but most of the time I do not. And then I realized that the comments were not even coming through on the replay. So people are rewatching your streams, they don't even see the comments coming through on the bottom. So it's like, you know, act the way that you would normally act and don't let these people bother you. It's very, very rare that somebody can come in and say something that will get under my, like, even at all, like get under my skin. Like usually I'm just like, oh, it's another troll, and I just picture bot accounts because there are fake accounts that come on. They try to rile people up because people like conflict. They like to see a little bit of the drama. In the words of Cardi B, am I the drama? Yeah, so they like a little bit of like this, that, and the other thing. I try to keep things very chill, very centered, very relaxing over here. So it is Friday. It is the end of the work week. If you work Monday through Friday, whoo, you have made it through another week. So the weekend is right around the corner, y'all. My husband's birthday is tomorrow, so we're going out to dinner. It's going to be a fun day. We got a whole thing going on. He's working today. My dog is getting groomed today. That's kind of exciting. Brody, you're going to see Dana today. Oh, he doesn't like that. My dog has been getting groomed by the same groomer for, he's 12 now. So I would say 11 years. In the first year when he was a puppy, maybe year and a half, when he was a puppy, oh my gosh, I was taking him to like some of your big box stores to get groomed. They always say, oh, there were too many knots. We had to, so they kept shaving him down. They'd shave him down and he looks awful shaved, and they would cut his ears, like they'd be cropped off like this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, please stop doing that. So anyways, there was a local, I guess it was a nonprofit, it was called Paws around here. I don't think they're around anymore, but the person who was their groomer, for pets that had been left on the streets and they were really matted, and so she has a very calming aura around her. She is really good with my dog, and she does beautiful work too. So I mean, all of those things combined, we've been going to her forever. So she's opened up her own business now. She doesn't work for that nonprofit anymore. I don't think that they're around, honestly. I think everything with COVID just freaking ruined everything in terms of businesses. People weren't worried about getting their dogs groomed. They're worried about, are we even allowed to go grocery shopping anymore? Like, so anyways, that nonprofit is not around, but we've been going to her for a really long time. Brody is getting groomed today at 2 p.m. Brody, you're going to see Dana today. I'll start to tell him a couple days before, and he's like, oh, like, is he excited or not? He's fine until we get there. And then as soon as he realizes where we are and what we're doing there, he's like, oh, shoot, we're here I have to have a bath. But he looks so cute afterwards. We used to get him groomed. I mean, I swear he gets his hair done like I do. He used to get his groom every 2 months. Now it's every 6 weeks. In the summertime, he gets wet sometimes. And he's a roller. He likes to roll in the grass. I mean, he's a little white dog, Bichon Shih Tzu mix, but he likes to roll around and get dirty. He likes to get himself like, oh gosh, hold on. He likes to get himself really dirty sometimes. So he's always rolling around and whatever. And so sometimes he comes in with these mats. I try to brush him out as best I can, but that extra 2 weeks, I'm telling you, makes all the difference. So I'm hoping today there's very limited knots. They're not going to have to cut a whole bunch of stuff. Like he doesn't like people touching his face. So I try to do that. He doesn't bother me so much when I brush his face, but I don't want him being nasty with strangers. He doesn't bite or anything, but anyway, grooming is always a stressful process. She doesn't use any of those really scary tools or anything like that, and she is amazing at her job. So that's on the agenda today. What else? I bought this. So we're going out to dinner tomorrow night. Like I said, it's my husband's birthday, so we're just going to celebrate, with some friends and family, etc. It's going to be a really fun time. It's a little bit of a surprise. Now, he doesn't watch my replays. It's a little bit of a surprise party. So there are going to be other people there. He thinks that we're just going out to dinner, just the two of us, but there's actually going to be 8 of us there. So I think that will be nice, a nice surprise for him to see, friends and family that he hasn't seen in a while. We do have some of his besties that are out of town right now. It's summertime, especially if someone is like a teacher or, people that only get a certain, they take their vacations in the summer because they want to take the kids to Disney. They want to go to wherever. They want to go where the weather is nice, unless you're going skiing or something like that. So the summertime, a lot of people are out of town. So anyway, we got a nice group together. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting, and then he doesn't have to deal with me just sitting there. He's heard all my stories. No, I'm not good at many things. I'm not good at doing the dishes. I do them. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at laundry, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. I am not the laundry person. Roger is great at laundry. Does he like it? I'm not sure. He's really good at laundry. He's really good at keeping up with chores. I'm good at keeping up with the day-to-day chores. I'm not good at deep cleaning, like cleaning the shower, like the carpets, steaming the carpets. That's not for me. That's not for me. Now, I will do one or two things. I will hire somebody. I will try to help stimulate the economy. I will get you some help if you need, or I will step up in other ways. I have 4 days, things that I am good at as well. Dinner parties, sign me up. Oh my gosh, you need a conversation starter. You need me to handle anything around the house in terms of like maintenance, etc. Will I do all of the maintenance myself? No, but I will make sure that the people are here, called. I have vetted people that come and, do work around the house that, I trust and he trusts. So I'm really good at that kind of stuff. So anything with phone calls, waiting on hold, insurance, anything to do with like that kind of stuff, I am good at. So we all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses, but mostly I'm good at talking at dinner parties or talking in general. Which, when I was younger, actually all through the years growing up, people have always said to me, "You're too much. You're too loud. You talk too much. You're too flamboyant. You're too whatever. You're too this." People will always tell you that. People will always say that to you. You are too this. You are not enough that. Okay, you have to realize that this acceptance is coming from inside. You know yourself better than anybody. So, like, the acceptance of the person that you are and that you want to become has to come from here, right? And not from what all of these external sources and people are saying to you all the time. People talking about, like, oh, it looks like you've gained a little weight. Yeah, I liked you better when you were skinny. Oh, I wish you, now everybody says to me, oh, I wish you would cut your hair, or I liked your hair better short. And it's like, you can have your opinion on what you thought about my hair before, but at the end of the day, it's my hair and I am trying to grow it out. I want to see what it looks like more than anything. And it may be the last time I'm able to grow it out. Look at this Benjamin Franklin hair back here. It may be the last time that I'm able to grow my hair out. I'm 45 years old. You know what I mean? I'm just happy that it's still here. Thank you for, yes. Thank you. And then I ask my hairdresser all the time, I'm like, why do people lose their hair? Is it because of genetics? Is it because they wear hats too often? She's like, well, hats can have some to do with it, with like lack of oxygen, airflow, but mostly it's genetics. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you, genetics, but also I don't really wear hats that much. I've been wearing these headbands, which kind of keep everything tamed down a little bit when I don't feel like doing anything with my hair, but sometimes I just let it go wild and free. I woke up like this. This is what my hair looks like, and this is how we're going to go with it. What the frazzle dazzle is going on over here? It's like Liberace mixed with Benjamin Franklin and Albert Einstein all fizzled up together, except the blonde version. So, yes, I'm very well aware. But anyway, people will have an opinion about you, about all kinds of stuff. And for a long time, I took that to heart. especially when people were like, you're too loud, you're too flamboyant, you're too this, you're too that. When growing up in my formative years, hearing that from all kinds of people, you end up doing is it dims your shine. This show is called The Morning Shine because we celebrate your shine. Now it is celebrated to be different. It's celebrated to think outside of the box, to be outside of the box. Oh, you're so interesting. Oh, I love your style. Oh, I love you. Oh, you're I love your sense of humor, your personality, all the things that go along with being you. So embrace that. You are the only person on this entire earth who gets to live this lived experience as you. So, yes, get out there and show people. And if they want to show, give them a show. Let people get to know you. It's hard to be vulnerable, especially on the internet sometimes. And that's not for everybody. A lot of people live very quiet, private lives, which is fine. Even people in the celebrity realm, you see a lot of celebrities out and about doing stuff, and a lot of celebrities are living, they're more like Barbara Streisand. You don't see her out in public very much, but you see Paris Hilton out all the time. You know what I mean? There's always this and that. It's always going to be, one side or the other, and you may fall somewhere in between there. I put all of it out on the internet for everybody to see, hear, experience, hoping that I can inspire others to do the same. And even if it's only in your personal life, I'm not saying everybody has to be a content creator on the internet. I do teach a little bit about content creation, about how to, this is funny, how to keep your, live feed running smoothly. Usually I would write stuff down, but of course, me today, I'm just like, whatever. How to go from one subject to the next and not be like all over the place scatterbrain. I am all over the place scatterbrain. That's just the way that I am. But somehow I can reconnect the dots when my memory is working correctly. Oh my gosh, this morning I was live. Here I go. See, that's what I mean. So we're there. Now we're going over here. Here, we're going over here. Eventually, hopefully, all the ideas come back to home base and you have a cohesive live stream. I teach about live streaming, but I don't teach so much about the technical part. A little bit. There is one section of my course that talks about lighting, where the buttons are that you need to push, how to schedule out a live stream. I'm still learning that stuff over here on YouTube, but, that stuff changes. The buttons move, the updates come, but the real test is hitting the button to be able to record your content and edit it, or to be able to hit the button and go live and be able to have an entire, 45 minutes, whatever it is, however long. This is a 45-minute live stream, but I've streamed thousands of hours online. My last business, I streamed 6 years. We went live for 4 hours on Thursday, 4 on Friday, 4 on Saturday. We streamed for 8 hours on Sunday, and then we had pop-up live streams all throughout the week. So, I mean, we were probably live for 25 hours a week for 5.5, 6 years, whatever. I've been live a lot on a lot of platforms. And so for me, it's not a big deal to get on and just hit the play button and just go with the flow. As long as I have lighting, as long as I have music. I do set up for my stream a little bit, but I don't set up for my stream the way that probably many others do. As long as I do it at all within like 3 minutes. If I have 3 minutes to set up for a stream, that's good enough for me. If I got to use the bathroom, I'm going to need 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes. Right. Got to wash your hands afterwards. I do have pets, so sometimes that can be a little bit of an issue, especially if I'm here by myself. So I wake up really early in the morning. I get up at 5 most days. Our first live stream starts at 7 on TikTok. We have the second one at 8 a.m. on Instagram and Facebook. And then this is the new time slot over here on YouTube. A lot of people are just doing their thing today. It's Friday, y'all. So anyways, I wake up really early. I do a little bit of planning. Generally, I would like to talk about this, but mostly the type of creator that I am is I talk about my day. I talk about the things that are going on today. I talk about the things that happened yesterday. Oh my gosh, I didn't even tell you. So yesterday, I had a live stream planned for last night. It was a sales stream over on Facebook and Instagram at 8:30, and then I had a live stream, a sales stream, which is like my job, my money-making job, over on TikTok. And the freaking storms start rolling in. You're hearing on the news, not take cover, but like, hail is coming, We haven't seen a storm like this yet this season, blah, blah, blah. It was just a regular, like, thunderstorm day on Florida. I can't wait till I can do this and pull this all back. Yeah, I'm going to put it up in a man bun. Everyone's going to hate it. It's going to be great. But the power went out. Not only did the power go out, my worst nightmare, the internet went out. So no power, no internet. I'm like, I can't go live from my from my crappy cell service. My cell service, I can barely get phone calls at my own house. I cannot take phone calls here in my office. If I walk around the house at all, forget about it. Done. No, there's no. My cell service sucks. Now, this next month, I'm moving to another provider, which I'm very excited about because this new provider. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes, we're moving on over to Verizon, and I am ready for that energy because I'm ready to be able to make a phone call while I'm sitting here in my office doing work instead of having to sit out on the patio and, hello, can you hear me? It's a mess. But anyway, yesterday I had no internet, nor did I have power, so I had to cancel my live feed. One thing I do not like doing is canceling streams. I am where I say that I'm going to be. It helps to build trust with your audience. It helps to build trust with your community. If I say that I'm going to meet you out for dinner and then I don't show up, how does that make you feel? It's the same thing with live streaming or whatever. If you have a content drop or if you have a live stream that's supposed to air at a certain time, especially if you have it scheduled. My goodness, especially if you have it scheduled. Go there and don't be late. Don't be late for your own live streams. Of course, life happens, but for the most part, let's say 98.9% of the time, I'm going to need to be on time to my own party. You can't be late to your own party because people are waiting for you. People have rescheduled their day around maybe watching you live. This replay will stay up for the whole world to see whenever they want. People watch our live streams from India, Indonesia, Spain, Portugal, Germany, all around the world. We've had people pop in here while we're live, and then people who have commented after the live stream is over and said, oh, watching from wherever. And I'm like, that is so freaking cool. The time difference is, it's worldwide. So make the content, do your thing, be amazing. Look at us. 45 minutes, slam bam, that's it. I mean, I can just talk and talk and talk. But anyway, I try to keep things very structured. So we do 45-minute live streams. I will have a course available if anybody's it's not ready yet, but when it's going to be a 13-part course. I have all the sections almost recorded. I just need to get them together in a cohesive way, and then so I can market it and sell it in a productive way. Anyway, that's all stuff that I'm working on in the background, along with starting my brand new business. You can follow me on other socials. It's at Pink Pink Market. I am on Instagram and on TikTok, and my name is Justin Blue Fox. My name is Justin Fox. My favorite color is blue and pink, right? My favorite color is blue, so you can find me Justin Blue Fox, TheMorningShine, or Pink Pink Market on most socials. I love you all so much. I hope you have an amazing day. I can't wait to go back and see what's going on with this video. This is our first time streaming with the camera horizontally, so I'm working on looking at the camera instead of looking at where I'm used to looking. I love you so much. Go out there and shine bright. Be amazing. Celebrate your shine. Like we mentioned before, you are the only person that is bringing all of the wonderful qualities that make you, you. Your beautiful smile, your wit, your charm, all the things that make you an original. A copy of a copy is just not quite as sharp. I love you so much. I'll see you soon. Mwah. Mwah. Okay, just bye for now. I'll see you. Oh, wait, tomorrow is Saturday. We're not streaming tomorrow. We don't stream on Saturdays or on Mondays. And then on Sunday, the schedule is a little bit like whenever we usually don't stream on YouTube on Sundays. So, oh my gosh. I might not see you until Tuesday, but Tuesday through Friday, we'll be right here at 9 a.m. I love you so much. Go out there and be amazing. Just bye for now.